obviously then it strengthens the immune system and stuff through the better use of the energy that you're putting in through the feed, and then earlier weaning.
You said something interesting when we were walking through the shed. You found starter intakes were better. That's something we hear a lot from farmers.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing them coming on to starter intakes quite sharp.
You press go, we have. Okay,
Already
excellent.
okay.
You even sorted out the camera for us. Technology, not just in the farm, on the cameras as well. Okay. David Cargill, we're here in Hollybank Farm in Parkgate, County Antrim. Yeah. Thank you very much. My second time on the farm, second time meeting you. Thanks very much for having us.
No problem.
Will you tell people a little bit about yourself and a bit about the farm here?
No, well, look, we're at Hollybank Farm just outside Parkgate. Primarily farming myself and my father. I have a couple of part-time workers and stuff too. The milking herd of 180 milking at the minute, sort of about 35-40 dry. We've always sort of had a very proactive approach to farming. We don't like to have a lot of issues. We like to try and step in and nip them in the bud before they kick off.
You're very focused on health, aren't you, on the farm here?
Yeah.
Production on the cow, you were telling me here, she's a high-producing lady. What are you averaging at the moment?
You're averaging around that 13,000 roughly. They are very high producing, so that's the attention to detail on that side of it. I do feel a lot of that obviously comes from the calf at the start, getting them all off to a really good start from the beginning. It was always emphasised to me when I was learning about stuff. It was always your genetic potential always starts as a calf, running it right the whole way through.
Yeah. And the science would back that up as well. Everything is pointing to, I suppose, performance of a calf leads into lifetime yield, etc.
Yeah, that's
so
correct.
The attention to detail of the farm. Look, the farm is a credit to both you and your dad here, and look, you have a great attitude, and I really enjoyed you're going to give me a bit of an update on some of the things we were talking about since I was here last. But I suppose we're here to talk about calves, and surprise, Tommy's talking about Precision Microbes. But talk to me a little bit about calf health. We're in a new shed here. Some of the challenges that you saw prior to microbes, what were you seeing? Where was calf health on the farm?
I suppose the biggest issue we probably faced before was calf scars. Probably numerous factors. Obviously, there was multiple people labour-wise involved. Consistency maybe wasn't just bang on where it should have been. Hygiene is probably the biggest thing that would come into it, and obviously coming into it was using the Precision Microbes. You're enriching the whole gut with a massive population of very good bacteria to try and keep the bad bacteria out. So if there is any sort of wee upsets or anything, the calf is able to deal with it and give it a real vigour.
Just to go back, when you started microbes, then you're feeding them long term. I see you're feeding them through the machine now as well. What did you start seeing in your calves?
The first thing we definitely noticed at the start was, although the calf might have been slightly loose, it wasn't scar. The feed rate that we were giving them was quite high. We were trying to get a lot of milk replacer in to keep the energy in. But what we personally thought was there was a far better availability of the milk replacer to the calf. There was a far stronger daily live weight gain. It actually makes it tricky when you want to work with the calves because they're skipping about and running away from you so much more, which is a very good sign.
Yeah, no, it's a good sign.
Obviously then it strengthens the immune system and stuff through the better use of the energy that you're putting in through the feed, and then earlier weaning.
You said something interesting when we were walking through the shed. You found starter intakes were better. That's something we hear a lot from farmers.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing them coming on to starter intakes quite sharp. Through the automatic calf feeder as well, we were able to monitor that, and what we would find is even coming up to winning, calves would actually nearly win themselves early, as in they don't maybe want to drink the last allocations of milk. That's more because they're getting the dry matter intake that they require through the straw and the concentrate we're feeding in the hoppers ad lib. So that's a great sign to say that the calf is doing what they really want to do, instead of us fully controlling it.
Very good.
And that's coming obviously through gut health.
So you've been happy. I suppose, like many people, you were probably a little bit skeptical at the start, but you've gone for the full long-term feeding through the feeders. It's something you're included now in your long-term regime.
I suppose everybody, when it comes to any new product or any new technology, there's always a cost behind it, and it's trying to justify that cost in the long run coming through in the animal. that's what we felt. It's nearly been a no-brainer since we've used it. The actual time we have to spend with the calves to get the same performance, in fact better performance out of the animals, has drastically reduced. So it's taken our time elsewhere to focus on other activities as well on the farm.
And that time is a precious thing, isn't it?
Especially at the minute. Unfortunately, we did lose a very good stockman at the start of the year. And through stuff like that, that's why we're sort of key to try and make sure that we keep in touch with the animal health as best we can.
So it's all about prevention here in the farm, David,
time.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
what's the future of the farm? Are you enjoying dairy farming since I saw you last? You were very
yeah,
enthusiastic last time I met you. It's been a tough year.
The last time, and I suppose what you see in the videos and stuff too, there is a lot of wee black calves running about. That was one thing we've discussed before after starting the Lely vector system. Definitely was a drastic reduction in the amount of feeding that was required. We wanted to try and take a feed bit of beef on through. Yeah. So obviously, as you see, there's a lot of beef calves running about through the dairy calves as well, and we'll take them right on through to finish.
Some beautiful calves up there, like there's some really, you can see the difference in them.
And again, I think from that perspective, it's getting that beef calf running at the start also. If you try to cut back too much, then it doesn't express its genetic potential when you're trying to get it fattened off at the end. So we're basically treating everything as a whole picture, and I do think the microbes is a big part of that. So
well, look, David, I really appreciate you having us up here. You have a great attitude as all. You got the camera sorted for us. Technology is a big part of the farm. Look, you're an easygoing chap, but you're really tuned into what you're doing, and continued success here in the farm. And thanks for having us.
No problem. 100%.